Double X Posse. You were the lead rapper, MC Sugar Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Bust out with the smash hit "Not Gonna Be Able to Do It." Achieved success in 1992 when it claimed to cover the #1 spot on the Billboard rap chart. Became so iconic, man. It was also featured on it was on an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Facts.
you know, and more too. I just feel like, also VH1, MTV, it was the best video throughout the whole month, basically around that time. Can you tell me about your journey, man, with Double X Posse, and how did that happen between the group? How did y'all come together?
Well, we all from the same block. We from Stegman and Ocean Avenue in Jersey City.
Okay.
A big block where we all used to hustle on. It was like the main hustling spot.
Mm-hmm.
That was our block. We used to run that block.
Okay.
And we hustling every day, getting money. We've been hustling since youngins. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Block work. And then one day I'm sitting out there, and I just really started thinking about, man, way up out of this shit, do something else.
Okay. Okay.
I started taking it upon myself to start putting some songs together, going to the studio, like hustle all day.
Mm-hmm.
At night, I would creep around the corner to the studio.
Okay.
And this was in the early part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How we got started. Double X Posse, we got started on the block. You know what I'm saying? Because before we actually, I'm a hustler first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I've always been into rap music though since a youngin'. You feel me? Okay. But I was primarily focused on the hustling and getting the money. Yeah. And I come from a block in Jersey City called Stegman and Ocean Avenue. Stegman Street and Ocean is like the cross street.
Okay.
That's like, at the time in Jersey City, that was like Main Street, like USA. That was like the 125th of Jersey.
Okay, wow.
And that was our block out there. We ran that block. That was the Double X Posse block.
Okay.
And we outside every day getting money. You know how that go in the hood, moving that work.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm sitting out every day, I'm starting to feel like, we need to get into something else, man, And then we took a big knock. You know what I'm saying? We got knocked with like 2 keys coming back over the George Washington Bridge.
Wow. Okay.
Coming back from New York, coming back to Jersey City, coming over to GW. And we got knocked off with 2 keys.
Right.
And that landed me in Bergen County Jail in Hackensack.
Oh, wow.
And that's when I really began to think, damn, man, we got to get into something else too. I got to try my hands in something else because I could see this right here. I'm just going to get picked off and caged up for a bunch of years.
Did you do a lot of time around that time when you got caught up?
Well, actually, man, that's a whole long story what happened in that case. I was actually blessed in that case.
Okay.
Because when we was coming back over the bridge with the 2 keys, the police ran down. We got locked up. We was with 2 females. We went to jail in Bergen County. I sat out there for about a week till we paid our bail.
Okay.
But what was crazy about the whole situation is we got the case postponed for 2 years while our lawyers worked on it.
Okay.
But in the 2 years that the case was getting postponed, the police that had pulled us over and arrested us was now relieved to desk duty because they caught a charge for planting illegal drugs on somebody coming back over the bridge.
Yeah.
So one was working at a desk, and one had got suspended from the force.
Wow.
So when our case came back around and we had to go to court, my lawyer, when we showed up that day for court, my lawyer came in there and told us and said, yo, the police officers that arrested y'all, and he gave us the spiel.
Yeah.
They've been caught by the prosecutor on an undercover sting planting illegal drugs on people coming back over the bridge.
That's how they play. How they play, man.
So when they had found when they found out that those police officers was involved, the same ones that was presiding over our case, my lawyers went to work, man. You know what I'm talking about?
It was on from there. Boom.
And they found that reasonable doubt in there, and they went to the prosecutor and they said, we're gonna beat this case. And woo. So, you know, we spent a little money, and the prosecutors gave us a little sweet deal, so we was able to get out of there.
Okay.
I copped out, you know what I'm saying? I took the weight and we copped out, and he got my case transferred back to Jersey City from Hackensack, and we was able to get away.
Cool,
and
cool.
That one right there, that's what made me start saying, damn, we got to do something else.
Different. Yeah, something else.
You know, the block is just the same. We running it and everything, but at the same token, I'm seeing so many people get picked off.
Yeah.
And, you know, getting life and 20 and 30 years. So I was like, man, we're going to try to do something else. So right when I came home, right after I came home, I start going in the lab and I start writing every day. Writing, hustling all day. And at night, sitting in my crib with my little lab, me and a couple of the homies would come through and bring the weed. And I'd be in there writing. And they're like, what you doing? And I'm like, man, I'm trying to write, man. Come up with this rap record. You know what I'm saying?
And that was your first time writing, right?
And that was, and that's when I started. I had started. I was always into rap, but I was a DJ initially at first.
Okay.
For a group from Jersey City called the Sweet Slick and Sly Crew. That was a legendary group from Jersey City that I was a part of. You know what I'm saying? I was a DJ for them.
Wow. When you mentioned Jersey City, it wasn't many rappers coming out of Jersey City, correct?
Not at the time. There was a couple of brothers that was trying to get into the business, like my man Chop and Ready to Roll and Mr. Low Cash. Yeah, it wasn't a whole bunch of rappers that was on, but it was a lot of rappers out in Jersey City.
Okay. Yeah. So when did the hit? When did you make the hit, man? And you, I guess it was you and BK together when you did Not Gonna Be Able to Do It.
Right. Well, first of all, I had you know, we started like, so when I started thinking about, let's get this money, we got to get into this music business. What we did is we took our money that we was making and from, you know what I'm saying, and selling drugs. We was I started taking all that money and we put that into going into the studio. Well, actually what happened is I started going to the studio writing, coming back, and I had started producing a beat. And it was cold because at this time, man, we didn't even have the drum machines and everything. I was lining it up like this. And lining and holding the key down. You feel me? Yeah. And like holding it down for 20 seconds and would go off beat. I stop right there. And then I go back and hold it down for a minute.
Hold it down again. Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's how we started with that.
Wow.
And, you know, we took our little money, our drug money, we was hustling, and we said, man, we're going to go get some records pressed up and some tapes. And we went and got some CDs and some vinyl and some cassettes, and we started selling them hand in hand on the block.
Wow, you was dead serious. See, you was consistent. You wanted to do this.
Facts.
And now you done flipped it, and now look at you.
Right. And we had a record, and we when I first came out, we came out on this label called Def City, with this guy named Michael Cantor. And we put out a record called Knock 'Em Out Sugar Ray. See, that was my first record. Before I got the deal with Big Beat Atlantic, I was on a small independent called Def City.
But Knock 'Em Out Sugar Ray was the first song.
And Knock 'Em Out Sugar Ray was the first song.
Okay.
It's Sugar Ray, just ripping the sound correct, rough and right. When I'm in effect, pack it up and step, or get blessed by a raw perspective of me bringing noise most effectively.
And we put that out, and then we decided, I was on Next Plateau Records, and at the time, Red Alert was really big on that record. DJ Mark the 45 King had just started making his grounds in the game. And we did the record, Knock 'Em Out Sugar Ray, and I took it over to New York. I'm leaving it to Hot 97. I took a bunch and laid them out in Hot 97, and Red Alert heard it.
Oh, got to it.
And Red Alert picked it up, and Red Alert, next thing I know, one day I'm in the house, Mike called me, the guy from Def City.
Okay.
It's a white guy that, you know, was running the label for us. He called me, he said, yo, Red Alert heard your record, and they're gonna start playing it. And I was like, how you know that? He was like, yeah, they called me. He's like, they called me. So I was like, word. He was like, tonight, listen to Hot 90, I mean, to 98.7 Kiss.
98.7, yeah.
I was like, all right. So we listening to the radio, and lo and behold, that thing popped right on there, man. Because it used to start like, bust it. What part you don't understand? That's how it started.
Wow.
And I'm sitting we on the block, and all of a sudden that joint came on. And it was on from there, man. And Red liked it so much. Red started playing it every week, and he started getting mad people commenting and calling him about it and requesting it. So what he suggested to me, Red Alert called me after that and said, yo, man, DJ Mark, the 45 King, really likes your record. And he wants to do a remix. So I was like, word? He was like, yeah. So he plugged me in with Mark, the 45 King. So I went to his house in Irvington.
Oh, you went to Mark house? Okay.
We left the block and we went to his house in Irvington. At the time, they was just forming the flavor unit.
Okay.
Latifah was there. Apache was there.
Lakeem Shabazz?
Lakeem Shabazz was there. Chill Rob was there. All of them was at his house that day when we went there. So we started vibing. He was working, and then he stopped, and he went right to work on the remix for Knock 'Em Out Sugar Ray. And he came up with it right there in his house real quick. Like 2 hours. We was out of there in like 3 hours with the remix.
Knock 'Em Out Sugar Ray.
Facts. And then we got, and with that remix, we was able to land a single deal on Next Plateau Records with Eddie O'Loughlin.
Okay.
Oh, Eddie O'Loughlin, Next Plateau Records at the time, they had Herbie Lovebug.
Herbie Love.
Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, Kid and Play. No, I don't know if Kid and Play was on there.
No, not Kid and Play. They had Herbie Lovebug and they had Salt and Pepper. But Herbie Lovebug was production, so he had a team which included Kid and Play.
Yeah, he did.
And the rest of them. But Salt and Pepper was directly on Next Plateau Records with me. So I got signed to Next Plateau with the single, Knock 'Em Out Sugar Ray. And now we moving, man. They start playing it on the radio.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Red Alert start banging it, and we had the remix from Mark, the 45 King, and Mark was on point at the time. And, everything was going really well at that stage of the game. But then, due to legal problems,
legal issues,
but not necessarily with me, the legal problems was with Herbie Lovebug.
And the company.
Okay. But Herb was the main guy over there. He like Salt and Pepper was the main goose that Next Plateau had. I mean the Next Plateau had.
Yeah, Herbie
and them. So when Herb and them started going through the contractors and the lawyer disputes with them, that caused Next Plateau to kind of go under.
So you were on there while they was going through all this nonsense.
So as soon as I got signed, I'm happy, we popping, and then here come all of the nonsense.
Well, I need to know this. When you get signed, let's just say Herbie and them, they did sign you and they gave you the check or whatever they gave you. Once they went into when they went under, do you still keep the money without owing them anything?
Well, when Next Plateau went under, what they did is they told me that they was gonna stop putting out records because Herbie took Salt and Pepper from them, and they was deep in legal issues.
Wow.
So the label itself, Next Plateau, was run by this guy called Eddie O'Loughlin.
Yeah.
That's who signed us. Eddie. It was Eddie O'Loughlin or Eddie O'Halloran, I'm not sure, one of them. And when we signed, when the label went under, we had no choice but to keep moving because at the time when they decided to disband the label, all of the artists on it was stuck. Even though I had just got the single deal.
But everybody was still stuck.
Everybody was stuck. He wasn't, because his money was all tied up because Herbie Lovebug had him all caught up in the legal process. So his money was tied up. He wasn't able to promote the single, wasn't able to get in the studio and do no more. And so he didn't even hold us. He just gave us a release. I asked him, I said, yo, Eddie, if you're going through all of this, man, you might as well let us go, man, so we can do something else. And he was cool enough at the time, and he obliged us with that, and he let us go. So that was a great thing. And when he let us go, that's when we took our money, and we start putting out our own joint.
So how long did y'all do that? Just putting out your own, your own.
We did that. When we parted with Next Plateau, we went straight to putting out our own. Went in the studio and put a record together called The Executive Class.
Oh wow, okay.
Boogie with the man in control, cause I'ma kick it. For the executive class, I'll get your ticket. I flow with the gift to uplift, and for those that riff, I'm not the one to be with. Sugar's like Russian roulette, so take it as a word to the wise and just step. Rapping is the tool and now's the time for me to put the Russian effect and go for mine.
And we put that out ourselves. We was going hand-to-hand combat on the corner. We selling coke and dope and weed and CDs and cassettes on Stegman and Ocean. That's how we do.
Stacking all that money, putting it back in the business, back in the business.
So back into the business. So then at that point, we got the record popping in the hood. We got it playing on every system coming through the hood. And, you know what I'm saying, we got the whole Jersey City, everybody playing Executive Class and all the spots. And I ran into this producer who wanted to help us take it to the next level. We had already had our own money. We was using our money. And we just didn't have the real know-how to do it.
How to do it. The people to go to, the real people.
So we ran into this, we ran into a guy, he was a producer. He didn't necessarily do the beats. He was like executive. He had the label. His name was Mellow Odoms. And he had a label called Mellow Music.
Okay, Mellow Music.
So he came to us and he said, yo, man, I can help y'all move that record around, man. It's a great record and whatever. So I was like, all right, let's see what's up.
Yeah.
So he started working the record. Now, Mello knew the business. So what he started doing is he was going to Hot 97 and he was, and here's a hook. Mello was paralyzed in a wheelchair. He was confined to a wheelchair.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So since he had had his major label, he had had an accident and he was confined to a wheelchair, but he was still moving. He had use of his hands and his arms and his brain was sharp.
Yeah, so he's still moving around regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
He was still moving. So what he was doing, he had a big van and we had it popping on the street in Jersey. He took it and he went inside out in front of Hot 97.
And was passing them out then or get
back in 92, 93, he's sitting in front of Hot 97.
Wow.
And that's when Flex just got on the radio.
Okay.
Because Flex was running with Chuck Chillout at this time. Chuck Chillout was on the radio with Jerry Bloodrock.
Okay.
So he was going to Hot 97, but it wasn't Hot 97 at the time. It was 107.5 WBLS.
Okay. BLS. Yeah, WBLS.
Right. Yeah. And he was sitting outside every day in that van waiting for Flex to come. And lo and behold, he got the record to Flex, and Flex started playing it and loved it. And Flex started playing it, and it was one of the records that Flex got his deal with 107 and got on the radio in the beginning.
Flex was dropping bombs on that joint, wasn't he?
Dropping bombs on it. He loved it. He was playing it every night.
Yeah.
So and that's how we got to the point where we was moving music now. We was doing the music shit. We had it moving. And Mello called me one day and he said, yo, it was funny too, because he was like, yo, I got this white dude, man, he interested in the group. He was like, this Jewish guy, man. You know, so we think he got a lot of money. So we like, word? He was like, yeah. He was like, he actually wants y'all to do a live audition in front of him.
Okay.
And I was like, word? I was like, when? He was like, right now. I said, we on the block. He was like, yo, man, this is for everything, man. This guy could make it happen for it.
That's right.
So I'm like, all right, then. If it's necessary like that, you know we mean it. So we got it all together. We got the cool little crew together. I got BK and my other homie, Jimmy Mack. And at this time, we was already started doing shows in the area. So we was kind of solid with our show.
Okay. We
had been performing basically our whole life though, but at this time we was doing a lot of shows for Executive Class. Okay. So the show was pretty tight. So he rented a studio in New York, and we went out there that evening. He called me like 12 o'clock. We met him out there like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, went out there.
And they had a whole studio set up. We set our equipment up, It was an audition room, and we performed right in front of the president.
Wow.
And he loved it on the spot. He was like, "Yo, let's do it. I love him. Let's sign him." And you know who that was?
Who was that?
That was Craig Kalman, the president right now of Atlantic Records.
Of Atlantic. Yeah.
Craig Kalman.
Yeah.
And it was his independent label called Big Beat Records.
Wow. So that was a good one. That was a good move there.
That was a great move. So I was glad that we went. Because to be honest, we started not to go on some shit like, come on, man, make it another day. But you know, something told me to get there.
Okay,
so we went in there and I saw this white guy. I didn't know him. He was there. We was just doing what we did. So we went into our show and we did the whole show. And after that, he was like, I love him, man. Let's sign it. Let's do the deal.
Just like that?
Just like that. Right after, as soon as we finished performing, he walked right up and said, let's do it. I love you guys. He shook our hands. He was like, let's get it. And we was like, bet, let's go. And that's when we signed our deal with Big Beat Records. And we started working on that Put Your Boots On out.
Yeah, Put Your Boots On. That was in '92, correct?
Yeah.
Now, how did you feel about the first time when they played your song? You said they played it on the radio. Was it Flex or no? Let's go back. When you said the first time they played your song on the radio, how did you feel in that moment?
Now here go the hook. We had did another record actually before Knock 'Em Out, Sugar Ray.
Knock 'Em Out, Sugar Ray.
But this record didn't really get all the acclaim.
Okay.
But I have to give a shout out to my homies, man. Teddy Ted and Special K, the Awesome Two. Because the record we had, it wasn't on the radio. We wasn't even on Def City yet with the Knock 'Em Out shit. We wasn't on the Independent.
Yeah, that always happened. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so we got our record and we gave it to Teddy Ted and Special K, the Awesome Two. They was on WHBI.
Okay.
The same station Mr. Magic was on. Mr. Magic was on WHBI. Mr. Magic.
WHBI.
I gave the record to Teddy Ted and Special K, my homies. We didn't even have an independent label or nothing. It was just a record that we did and we had.
Okay.
But Teddy Ted and Special K went right to giving us love, man, and immediately played it on 105.9 WHBI. Like I told you, Mr. Magic was always on there every night. We would listen to Mr. Magic, the Super Rockin' Mr. Magic show. Yeah,
Mr. Magic. Yeah.
It was on 105.9. And Teddy Ted and Special K also too were also on it. So it was a thrill for us to hear our record coming across 105.9.
Yeah.
But it was late at night, and I'm in the house late at night. I'm in the house, and it's late at night, and I got my radio, and I'm sitting in there, and I'm listening. And then I heard that joint. It was called If It Ain't Rough, It Ain't Right. We had did it off a record called Bra. Remember that record, Bra?
No, Bra.
It was like dun, 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 dun,
that's the old R&B. No, that's the old pop group. Is it pop or R&B?
But the name of the record was Bra.
They be like the verse be like, dun, dun, come on, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I know you're talking about the old joint.
Right.
Yeah. That's a classic.
That's what we had. I rhymed over that.
Oh wow!
And Teddy,
is it on the internet? Can I pull that?
I don't even know, to tell the truth, because it wasn't never really released.
Okay.
It was just something that we had done going in the studio, and I gave it to them because they was on the radio and they was our homies.
Okay.
And that was actually the very first time I heard myself on the radio.
Oh wow, that time.
And it was like 2 in the morning, and their show was on, and they played it. And it was kind of surreal a little bit, because I didn't really know how to feel. You feel me? It was kind of crazy. It was a little different though the second time hearing it on 98.7. Those two, it was a little different that time.
But look how much work you put in, and look what you said. Like, look, I got to get out the game and do something different. You put the work in and led all the way up to hearing yourself on the radio.
Facts. I'm all the way up to hearing ourselves on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was like I tell you, it was surreal. It was amazing. And once we got to, that was when it was on 105. That was amazing. We listening on a late night, you know, but 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, you know, it's only not a big audience. But when we hit when Red Alert start playing that joint on 98.7 Kiss, then it was on. I felt special. I felt it when I heard Red Alert playing that on Kiss, and then the remix from 45 King. Then I was starting to feel the vibe. I started to feel I was proud. Yeah. It was just like a mixture of feelings, you know.
Okay, yeah, I'm quite sure it was, man. And then you went from with Double X Posse, you was Sugar Ray.
Right.
What made you change to Ray Rothchild now?
Well, we went through the album, so we started hearing Knocking Out Sugar Ray on the radio. You know, we got to deal with Next Plateau, and then we set up the meeting with Craig Cowman. Okay. And then we got signed to Big Beat Atlantic, and we start working on the Put Your Boots On album.
Put Your Boots On.
And it was Double X Posse. I'll tell you though, to be honest, you know, we was hustlers. We didn't understand marketing and the value of marketing. So what actually became a kind of thorn in our side was the name Double X Posse. Because it was a strange name, because I was representing the homies, but I was really the only one rapping.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't really match up. It was Double X Posse, but I'm the only one rapping.
Yeah. On a solo, like a solo artist, really.
Right. And because I don't know, it was like, you know, at first we started off with MC Sugar Ray. But when we got the deal and we started moving, you know, I'm from the block. I'm out there hustling. I'm running. I came up running with the homies. I was the type of dude came up. I'm running with the homies. We running together every day. Right. Yeah. We sharing everything we got. We share. If it's 10 pairs of sneakers, the crew can wear them. Yo, you got them black and white Adidas, or you got them clocks. Nah, Al got them. Al, I need to wear the clocks. You know, that type of thing.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, we shared everything. My little group, out all the homies. So I just felt compelled to bring the homies along, and I just started calling it a Double X Posse thing instead of just a Sugar Ray thing.
Because y'all came up together, y'all grind together. So
we grind together.
It was only right around that time to bring it on with you.
They started with me, like when we started hand to hand on the combat, nobody was making no money out there but me. And so everybody was supporting it. Everybody was with us. Yeah. So that's why I felt compelled to bring it to the whole city and just say the Double X Posse instead of just trying to keep it all to myself.
Wow. Well, that's major though, because you definitely brought them with you.
But you know what's crazy about that though, bro? It was like kind of like a gift and a curse. You know why? Because like I told you, for marketing purposes, I would have done better marketing if I would have just been like MC Sugar Ray. Because it would have made more sense. You know, if you understand marketing now, like I tell you, the Double X Posse, and then people saw
one person.
One
rapper,
So it was like kind of a disconnect.
It would have been, if you just would have said your name, still brought him along, but you were the head, like you were the headliner. But you just said my crew was with me. I mean, you know.
Facts. It would have done. I foresee that the whole picture would have been better. Because when I was on a Big B, you know, I was on Rush Management. Well, when we put out the album, when we start working on Put Your Boots On the album, once we finish the album, we start dropping a single. The first single was The Head Cracker.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then after The Head Cracker, we didn't even get a chance to pick another single. Not going to be able to do it, just start taking over the whole album.
Oh, that just happened that way. Y'all didn't even pick it. It just happened.
Didn't even pick it. My favorite joint was The Pure Thing. That was my favorite song on the album. I wanted that to be the next single.
But it wasn't. It was not going to be able to do it. You know
but it was not going to be able to do it. Took it off. And a good friend of mine's, Q-Tip, you know, Q-Tip was the first guy that was really sold on that, I have to say. I remember Q-Tip hearing the album and telling everybody about, man, not going to be able to do it. It was his favorite record.
Yeah, it was banging, man. It was banging.
That's Q-Tips. That's Q-Tips and Tribe Called Quest, Jerobi, One Love, all that was their favorite record. Jerobi told me they would ride around in Q-Tips Jetta all day.
Not going to be able to do it.
Banging, not going to be able to do it. That came direct from Jerobi and Tip and them together. And Q-Tip was the first one that, at that time, you know, Tribe Called Quest was large.
Yeah.
So he became like the first person in the industry to endorse us and our music. That record.
That's right.
He went on the record saying "Not Gonna Be Able to Do It" is the hottest new record out, and it started growing on its own.
Yo, your voice back then was hard. Like when you came out, you made it known who you were. You wasn't playing no games. Like
Nice.
you was hard. Now you have this is a movie. This is a movie is banging. Do you feel like your style has changed over the years?
Definitely. It had to evolve. You have to evolve.
Yeah.
If you want to continue to play, you have to evolve. You can't be trying to come now with the same style you had
In 92, 91.
in 90s. You feel me? You had to evolve with it. So my style is definitely more mature now, more solid. You know, at that time we was just we was wilding at that time.
Yeah.
So it was everything. But now it's more compact, more precise. You know, we know how to make records now. Back then we was just
For fun, just doing it.
We was hustlers, and we got on and we started rapping, and it started working for us. Direct, no direct. Like we was more at the time. We was just like, we was winging it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To be honest, because like I tell you, we was hustlers first. So we start doing the rap shit because we could do it.
Okay. It was something that y'all can do.
It was something that we could do.
What was the meaning for? What was the meaning behind? I'm not going to be able to do it. Like, what was? Who were you talking about, and who were you referring to in that song?
Now, at the time, I'm not recalling a specific. But you know, I can't say it wasn't a specific thing because, you know, rap, when you rhyme, what you rap about, when you rap about something,
you just put it together.
About life experience.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Put it together.
So I had ran into a situation.
Okay,
you feel me?
Okay.
So at the time, it was more, I'm working on the album. You know, Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong and
that's right.
And Rob Tulo, Reef Tulo, Bobito. Stretch Armstrong and Rob Tulo, Reef Tulo, they was A&R our package. They A&R'd the whole album.
Wow. Okay.
So Stretch was telling me, man, the album's solid, man. We need another record. Okay. And would you believe that Not Gonna Be Able to Do It was the last record?
It was the last one that they.
The last one that they told me they was telling me as I'm doing the album, they was like, "Come on, Sugar Ray,
we need another one.
We need a couple more records. We need at least one more that's gonna take you out of here, boom, boom, boom." And I'm like, I'm looking at them like, man, we don't work on this home. You got something in there, but they kept pushing me.
Wow. Okay.
And I went home one night. I'm in studio mode, not from no specific situation. I just went home one night, and a friend of mine, T. Ray, he was doing the production, Todd Ray. He sent me that beat. He said, "Yo, I want to send you a beat, man. I want you to check it out." Craig Kalman had introduced me to Todd Ray. Todd Ray was Craig Kalman's guy.
Okay.
So he sent me the beat, and I threw it in, and I started listening to it, smoke a little something, you know. And then the next thing you know, I wrote the whole record like in the next 2 hours.
Right then and there, boom.
Right then and there. And I'm gonna tell you, you know where I got it from?
What?
I'm outside on the block that day. One of the homies just came home from jail. My boy Rob C.
Okay.
So we standing outside on the block, and Rob C said something. He said, "Yo, Sugar Ray, I hear you, man, on the radio and everything. You doing big things, but I'm with you, man." He was like, "Yo, but the rest of these niggas out here in Jersey, I ain't gonna be able to do it." I said to him when he said
that was the one right there.
I said, "What you say, Rob?" He was like, I fuck with you and I fuck with KRS-One and with these niggas in Jersey, man, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Nah, baby, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I tried to take it serious before when you blow. You thought that you was slick dissing me for the next man, but when you heard he had a wife and ruined the plan. Now you wanna come back and act like you saw that, but I ain't trying to hear it because you sound real whack.
That's right.
He was, you know, referring to just other niggas in Jersey City. So I'm like, what? And then it stuck with me. So I said, what you? So I went in the house that night, and it was already implanted, and it just came together, man.
So you said you was writing, right? So you put that was a hook. You just put that hook right in your verses and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, okay. That's how that came together, man.
That's how, and I changed it. He had said, he was saying, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
I changed it from I ain't gonna be able to do it to I'm not gonna be able to.
I'm not, because it sounds a little better. I'm not gonna be able to do it. And plus, because when you say I ain't gonna be, no, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Facts.
That's thing. Listen, you got a lot going on, man. A whole lot. Let's talk about the NFT collection.
All right.
Now, I know it's animation also involved. Is it paintings and
painted animation and story art? That's what the two styles of are. It's two styles with the NFTs. It's one section called painted animation, and the other section called story art.
What made you what influenced you to do something like this? You
know? To get the NFT? Well,
to get the NFT.
You know, I heard we had started hearing that a lot of artists was moving NFTs.
Okay.
Doing their own little NFT things. A friend of mine came to me, as a matter of fact, he's a friend of mine. His name was Easy D.
Okay.
And he called me. He said, yo, I think the new thing is these NFTs, bro. We got to get some NFTs. So I thought about it. I did my due diligence and did some research on it. And when I saw what it was, I was like, yeah, this NFT shit could be an avenue to make some money.
Yeah, it's banging. I saw it.
So we decided to create the NFTs. That's a whole world within itself, that NFT thing, boy.
Yeah.
But that's where we came up with the idea to create some NFTs. And I was like, might as well do that, because that way not going to be able to do it or live forever.
That's right.
Because the NFTs will be around forever. Those are collector's items that people collect forever.
That's right.
So I decided to do a not going to be able to do it NFT collection.
Because I was checking it out. I said, yeah, this right here is going to go far when I was looking at it. Yeah.
It's available on OpenSea, and it's the not going to be able to do it NFT collection. It's I got 6 NFTs up there, all different flavors. One telling the story about how I felt when I got the call that not going to be able to do it, hit #1 on the Billboard charts. Because, you know, I got that call. I was outside when I got that call, you know? Wow, so I talk about that and that feeling. And then we did something else, you know, with the mouth, as you saw it, where we immortalized the quote, not going to be able to do
it. Yeah. I checked it out.
And so, yeah, we moving NFTs. We all getting ready because this year our documentary will be done.
Wow. And
that's why we're doing some in 2023. The documentary will be coming out, the XX Posse story, from the block to the top.
Okay, so that's just a documentary dropping from the block to the top.
Yeah, and it's telling the story of how we went from the corner, selling drugs on the corner, man, on the block, to the #1 spot in the music industry.
That's right. So we'll be going to see this on Netflix or Hulu.
You're going to see it on Unsung, initially on Unsung.
Okay.
After that, you know, we'll be working on the Netflix and the Hulus and all of those different avenues. But we're going to start with the Unsung. And that's coming out this year, around the summer, 2023.
2023, yeah.
The Hip Hop Museum, we supposed to be getting into that. They're supposed to be placing our stuff up in there January 2023. That's January 2023. That's when they start doing Our Era.
That's banging.
So we'll be going into the Hip Hop Museum with a whole bunch of things, and it's going on. You know, we dropping the new. That's one of the reasons we dropping the new music.
That's right. I was going to get to that too. The new music coming out too, man.
The new music is like the soundtrack for the whole documentary.
Oh,
so in the document, as you watching the documentary, you're gonna hear the whole new album.
Every song is going to be from the album.
Facts.
Oh, that's dope, man.
It's the soundtrack for the documentary.
Wow, man. So listen, how involved was Lord Finesse in your music?
That's my man, my bro, Lord Finesse. That's my guy. Okay. He was he produced our second single. No, the first single off the second album, Money Talks.
Money Talks.
Lord Finesse produced that single, so that was my guy, man. At the time, shout out to Digging in the Crates.
Digging in the Crates, that's right.
They all popping, you know, they legendary hip hop guys, and those is all my guys, man. So I ain't got nothing but love for them. Lord Finesse, that's my bro.
That's right. Shout out to Lord Finesse.
Shout out to Lord Finesse.
Will you be working with him on this new album, or what kind of what producers you're going to be working with?
To be honest, I've got a lot of young producers that I'm working with.
Okay.
No, you know, I respect all of the you know, the legendary producers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, from the 90s and stuff. But I wanted to, on this new album, I didn't want to keep it all about 90s music. I wanted new music.
Step it up.
I want to step it up. That's why the first single, This Is a Movie, is off a trap joint. Like, I'm not a trap artist only. And all my music is not trap. Drill music. When I say I'm not into drill music only, and all my music is not drill. But when you're a creative artist, man, and when you can really do this shit, you can do any kind of music you want. That's why I did it. To just let niggas know I could do whatever music I want, man. If I want to do drill music, I could do drill music. It's about the creativeness of the artist. It's not about being limited to one kind of music.
Do you feel as though that you had to, I'm going to put it like, keep up with what's going on today, with the music today?
Well, I just naturally, that's what we do. See, because for me, I'm a guy, I've been outside. I'm from the block. I'm still outside. You heard? So I'm still going. I'm still in the spots. I still see Flex, and I still see everybody in the clubs. I'm outside. So it's just what I wanted to do. I'm out. I'm listening. I'm vibing off new music. So I wanted to do some new shit.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna have a few 90 vibes on there. I guess I don't want to say that. A few 90. I'm gonna have a few vibes. A lot of vibes on there. You know, not only drill music.
You're gonna mix it up. You're gonna still mix it up a little bit.
Mixing it up.
That's dope, man. And also, I'm happy for you about this too, man. Your song is still relevant. You know, to this day, not gonna be able to do it. And it also, Jacob plays it on ESPN a lot too.
Jacob, Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose. Now, how was that phone call? Getting you to, you know, asking you, can you put this song? Can that be like their theme music, or the opening? How did that happen with that?
Well, at first I was hearing, hey not gonna be Jalen Rose Love not gonna be able to do it. And I remember one time Jalen was talking, and he was telling somebody, that Not Gonna Be Able to Do It was like the #1 joint on the Georgetown campus.
Wow.
And when he was in college, Not Gonna Be Able to Do It was the biggest record on the campus in Georgetown. This coming from Jalen, he said everybody was listening to Not Gonna Be Able to Do It. So that's how it became his favorite joint. He in Georgetown, Fab Five. So that's where he hired it, and he locked into it. So they told me he was playing it. So I was like, word? And then all of a sudden, I got the email and then the phone call from ESPN telling me that they've been using the record and they want to pay me for it.
Wow. Okay.
So they definitely gave me a bag for it.
I'm quite sure.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm quite sure.
That's one thing about me, man. I get music royalties. The label didn't own all my rights to my music. I own my rights to my music.
I was gonna ask you, do you own the rights to your music? And you just
facts. I own my rights to my music, man. When they spin Not Gonna Be Able to Do It, I get paid. Me.
That's where's it at? Yeah.
Directly. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
That was Jalen's one. I just got 20 bands from the Wu-Tang joint, the Wu-Tang Saga.
Yeah, it's in there, the Wu-Tang Saga, yep.
It's in the Wu-Tang Saga. Shout out to the RZA. That was a nice bag. I ain't mad at that.
That's right.
You know, I love Wu-Tang anyway.
Yeah, that's dope, man. You're doing some things, man, and I'm happy for you. You continue to work. This is what you do. You're a hustler. So you continue to work. You have the documentary dropping, you have the new album dropping. What else you have going on, man? Well,
I had took a time when I had I had took some time off from the music industry, because what I did is I had got into kids, helping the kids and coaching the kids in my hood.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was sponsoring a basketball.
Basketball, okay. Okay.
Football and basketball.
Okay. Okay.
I had sponsored the team. I sponsored the team down at the boys club. And I had got into coaching. It was kind of a crazy way how it landed on me, because one day I was parked on the block and I was going to the store. And as I'm going to the store, the bus pulls up with all these kids on it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm coming out the store and I heard the lady, I remember walking out the store, and I heard the lady say to the kids, all right, now, y'all can't come back next week because y'all don't have a coach. And, you know, y'all have to have a coach. And I remember all the kids start screaming like, oh.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm standing right there. I'm ear hustling.
Yeah.
So as I'm observing the scene, and I said to the lady that was dropping them off on the bus, I was like, excuse me, miss, but did I just hear you say they can't come back next week and play?
They don't have a coach?
They don't have a coach? She said, yeah, I'm sorry, but we can't have them down. I said, look, say no more. They got a coach. She was like, who's their coach? I said, me. Take my number.
That's right.
She was like, you serious? And I was like, yeah. And all the kids start jumping up, going crazy. And that's what inspired me. And I got into coaching. And I spent the next 5-7 years coaching at the boys club every day, man, and sponsoring the team and taking the kids to New York and teaching the kids, you know what I'm saying? Bringing them to my crib and giving them lessons. And it was crazy, man. And I did that for a lot of years, you know.
You still at it, or you just had to stop for a minute?
And I'm still at it, but I had to consciously focus on putting out some more music if I wanted to do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm putting out some more music. Like I told you now, we got the documentary going on. And primarily just because I can, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's it at, man. That story right there was touching, you know?
Yeah, that's how I started coaching. And I love the kids, man. And what's inspiring and what's great is I see those same kids now that was Coach Ray. Coach Ray. But now I see those same kids, yo, they grown.
Wow.
You feel me? They like 25
They was youngins when you got with them.
Youngins, man, 10. And I see them now when they 30. You feel me? And they remember. The coolest part for me is they remember. And they come up to me and they be like, Coach Ray, you know, it was everything, man. When you was coaching us, yo, we loved you, man. You know, I talking to them now, and they's like, man, we loved you. You don't even know at that time, bro, what you was doing for us.
It was dope, yeah, because they needed a coach, and you was right there for them.
Yeah, and then I would do things like, I would bring them to my crib Saturdays, and we would have pizza parties.
Wow.
I would put movies in. Like, I would put a gangster movie in. I pay the first half of the movie and let them see all the ups. And we laughing. And I'm sitting there, and then I was stopping and say, yeah, so that y'all see them people, they getting money, right? Yeah. And they was like,
how many kids was it?
Oh man, 15 kids.
Okay.
So we sitting in there, and we all 15 deep in my house, all over my crib.
Yeah.
And we watching the big screen. So I would show them like the first half of a documentary.
Okay.
And it would all show the upside. And I would stop it and start talking to them.
Wow,
And then I would put in the second half, and they would see how you lose everything.
Exactly. You gain and you lose, and how you get back.
I was telling them, I said, it's nice, right? They're making a lot of money, right? Yeah, man, that's good. Yeah. And then I play the second half. And then they see everybody that went to jail for life.
That's right.
Niggas never coming home again.
That's right.
And those same niggas saying, I got one message for the young brothers, man. Don't take the same route that I took.
Wow, exactly, man.
Oh, man, they jumping up like that. Now their whole tune changed. I ain't never going to jail. I'm not going to jail, Coach Ray.
That's right. See, that right there, it scared them. It taught them at the same time.
Facts.
You know, well, that's dope what you did, man, because you taught them. Plus, they got something that they can keep learning from.
That's a fact.
You know, what message would you give the newcomers that want to be rappers now?
I think mainly the only message I would give them now, man, is go hard, man, and never quit.
Go hard, never quit.
You know, because it's you know, I look at this is the way I personally feel. If the universe, if it's meant in the universe for you to be successful in what you're doing, it will happen for you.
That's right.
And if it's not, the hard reality of it is it won't. So you have to be able to accept that.
That's right.
But you never know. So all you can do as an individual is go hard and never quit.
There you go.
So that's why I tell guys, go hard, never quit. Because I don't know. The next guy don't know. Nobody can say what's going to pop, what's not going to pop. You know, whatever the universe has in store for you. Because, you know, some guys, man, you know, all of a sudden they put out a record and they record hit. And everybody wondering, man, how he just came out.
Yeah.
But it's deeper than that. It's not about him. It's about the creator and the universe. It's somebody's destiny. So you can't stop that under no circumstance. You can't stop the plan that the creator have for you in the universe.
At all. And that's
just what it is.
That's well said. And it's perfectly said. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing you can give them. And it's facts.
That's all. Yeah. I mean, I don't tell them not to do this or that. Hey, man, work hard and never quit.
You hear that, youngest? Work hard, never quit. This is by the man, Ray Rothchild, the icon. This is the icon you're looking at right here. Can you give the viewers your social media handles, your YouTube handles, so they can go and check out some new music or whatever the things that you're doing?
Okay, everything is Ray Rothchild. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything is Ray Rothchild. You can catch me there, man. And this year, 2023 is on go from the beginning of the year. We dropped the first single is out now. This is a movie. We dropped it already for earliness. Early people wanted to get to it early. We get ready to shoot the video on the end of the month, and we get ready to turn up. We get ready to drop another joint and another joint, and we get ready to make a little run.
And it's on from there, man. I already know what you're getting ready to do. You're about to drop a bomb on the world right now.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, that's good looking out, man. I really appreciate you giving me the time to do this interview, man. I thank you for your time also, man. And
no doubt, brother. Appreciate you, man. Because guys like you keep the hip hop alive, man. And, you know, and keep it open to, you know, all of the hip hop history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the artists today, they don't know hip hop history.
That's right.
You feel me? So, you know, by you reaching out to brothers like myself, I always say, oh, man, I want to say shout out to my guy, L, the sensei, you know, because our brother Tame just passed.
Yes,
that was a hard, you know, we was actually label mates. Artifacts was on my label with me.
Wow. Okay.
So, you know, I saw him up there. You know, I want to shout out to all the you know, all the artists, you know, all the OGs, all the artists.
Shout out to everybody, man.
Shout out to everybody. You know,
everybody, legends, man. Everybody out there, man.
Everybody, keep your heads up, man. Stay at it, you heard?
That's what's it at, man. I hope that we can do this again because you have a documentary dropping. So hopefully I can, when you do the doc and you bring the new music, I hope I can meet you again so we can do another one, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Next year when everything gets into full swing, I'll keep you posted and we'll do it again, man. Keep everybody updated. Hey, yo, I'm Ray Rothchild, and I'm checking out A Vision Entertainment.